Welcome back, dorks, Chads, Degens, Stacy's, to another episode of Steak Podcast. Recording this intro with my son, Lalo. Lalo, say what's up. That was Lalo. He's a little shy, but I wanted to make sure I shot this intro with him because I haven't shot one with him in a while. And so for those of you guys who are only podcast listeners, I record these videos and put them on the Steak Podcast YouTube. The link to that is in the description, but if you haven't, you should go onto the YouTube channel, subscribe, comment, like the videos, and check out Bub. Meet Lalo. And yeah, he hasn't been with me the last couple, but he's grown so much recently, and he started like grabbing, and he was there since like day one of these episodes, so want to make sure you guys are staying up to date, and hopefully this incentivizes you to go to the YouTube channel. But without further ado, let's get into DCR data. We are at proposed block 507,248. The current Decred ticket price is $169.49, and 53.14% of the total Decred is staked. The voting rewards is at 0.81. The hash rate is at 354 petahashes. And yeah, the current exchange rate of DCR is $45.17. So that's the highest it's ever been since we started Staked Podcast. This episode, as you guys will see, I recorded with Mackenzie, better known as Cryptoculture on YouTube, also known as Your Bitcoin Baby Daddy. And this was one of my most fun episodes to record. I'm very excited to start off 2021 with this conversation with Cryptoculture. And yeah, you guys are really going to enjoy. We talk about so many things. Not super Decred focused on this episode, but I do give a little Decred rant at about 15 minutes into the conversation. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this episode. Stay staked. Oh, I forgot. This should go without saying, but make sure that you, if it's within your means, you donate to Stake Podcast. The donations from today's episode, so basically for the next week, any donations I get are going to go to Cryptocurrencies. So, yeah, make sure you guys are getting the tip jar up.
People understand this part, like the pre-intro to like the interview itself, is way more juicier than when you actually start.
I feel the same way, bro.
Every time, I swear to God. And that's sometimes, and some people feel uncomfortable, but some people feel uncomfortable if you like just pop up and you're already recording because they're relaxed, but that's the best time to get them when they're like, shit, man, the price just dumped. Fuck, I just got liquidated on something. But let's do this interview, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have no idea. When you came in through the door, like for the listeners, now they'll know. Like I wanted to, it was just so real. And that's what I like about doing these too, is I try to keep it really real and just get to learn a little bit more about Mackenzie Camillus. How do I say your last name?
Mackenzie Camillus.
Okay, your Bitcoin Baby Daddy. Everyone's gonna know. Shout out.
Yeah, they know. My real name.
They know.
My real name.
Hey, I'm in Oklahoma. What state are you? You're in the United States.
I'm in Florida. I'm down south.
I see the flag in the background. What flag is that? Is that the Florida flag?
I'm Haitian.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you.
My family. I was actually born in Florida, born and raised in the U.S.
Word.
But my family all comes from Haitian. My family comes from Haiti. See, that's how of a terrible Haitian I am. But
do you speak any French or anything?
Of course, I speak Creole all day, every day.
Hell yeah.
But it's broken at this point because
for sure,
being born and raised here, the only time I ever speak Creole is to either my family members, but mainly to my mom. Even my family members, I speak English to them, and I'll go in and out of Creole sometimes. But they'll be like, "Man, I don't know what you're saying because it's broken." But
so, do you listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk at all?
Gary V?
Yeah.
Of course, I listen to Gary. Not a lot. Not a lot. It's only when something that really interests me. So I'd say I watch like maybe one video of his a month.
Yeah. Well, he has this whole theory, and I ever since he pointed it out, I think it's really true, which is like being the children of immigrants gives you like a level of tenacity in terms of like entrepreneurial grind and like capitalism and like, you know,
Yeah,
being like
yeah,
about like, you know, going out and getting something, going out and getting a piece of yours,
yeah.
that he thinks, you know, the kids lose once they've kind of like been in the United States for generation to generation.
Yeah,
How do you feel
because
about that?
okay, so let me one, excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off like that
No, please do.
because I was eager to answer the question.
Do it.
Two, you guys, well, I think the audience has to understand, and when they see this is or hear this, is me growing up. I especially I don't really tell this to like the audience, my peoples, but I'll say it here. My dad died like within like either a year because I don't know, but my mom doesn't, it's my memory hazy.
I feel
But
you.
within a year to like a year and a half of me being born, my dad died of sickness. And mind you, both my mom and my dad were immigrants from Haiti. And
Yeah.
so they were only in America for like maybe 3 years.
Were their parents back home?
Yeah, and no, I know. So my mom and dad, they were only in like America for like 3 years because my older sister's 2 years older than me, and she was the first one that was born in America. And then they came in like a year before that. But like within a year of me being born, my dad died, and so it was only my mom. And so my mom had more kids in Haiti. I'm a child of 10.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a child of 10. And so the majority of my brothers and sisters were still in Haiti. Quick on that, they eventually came to America, blah, 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 blah. But before they came to America, I watched my mom work day in, day out, and we'd have to go to daycare when we were really young. We'd have to go to daycare when we were really, really young. And we would always be like the ones always last to get picked up at daycare because my mom would have to leave work really late.
Yep.
And then she'd cook, she'd clean, she'd do this. Mind you, she was alone for a lot of the time. I mean, sometimes she had boyfriends here and there, but for the majority of the part, it was just me, my mom, and my little sister. And then, of course, my stepdad came in, my little brother came in, and all my family came in from Haiti as well. But throughout that like childhood, all I remember is my mom working. So after seeing that, I became a mama's boy, of course. But after seeing that,
Nothing wrong with that.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because I don't know, but
I'm a mama's boy too.
of course,
Shout out Chantalima.
Look, I don't know how men hit their
Does your mom watch your content?
She don't understand my content.
Yeah, this
she don't understand my content.
You like watch when I first started putting out YouTube videos, but like after like the first 3, like she kept trying to give me too much feedback too, and I was like, Mom, please stop.
Nah. I just got to be myself. But Just going back to the question, after seeing my mom work so hard like that, it only got me to do the same thing. I grew up in a very poor family just throughout the situation of how we, how my, that once that family was broken, it was really hard to like pick up like financially after that. And so growing up, I was just like, next thing you know, my older brothers and sisters, as soon as they were in high school, everyone had a job. You're in high school, everyone had a job. Everybody was pitching in for the family. Everybody was doing this and that. And so just growing up around that, and them just always like, no, I gotta get my own car. I gotta get my own this. I want my own business. You trying to go to college to do what? Whatever. I need to go get like, and so that was the idea. But of course, here in America, we get pushed up this idea to get a good job and go to college and do these things when really you're supposed to get a piece of something.
Yeah.
Instead to own a business, run a business, something like that. That's the real
Equity.
way to actually, capitalize in America. And so how I feel it is when people come to this country, they work their asses off to get what they want. And people who are in this country already, they already feel, I've got it. You know what I'm saying? Things are going to get passed down to them. And so because, the immigrants come over, they need something. They need that either piece of property or piece of business. And I guess as the children of them, we see that when they come through and it's like, we got to do the same thing. So that's where, I really believe like Gary Vee's right on that. But it does take that certain type of like first generation immigrant to really like, oh, nah, I'm really gonna get this. Cause I've seen some types that just, even though they still fall apart. So it's
For
not
sure.
it's not for everybody. At the
Yeah,
end of
for
the
sure.
day.
I mean, it's always comes down to the individual. There's so much you just said that I don't even know which direction to take this. I mean,
I'm sorry. That's
no,
my
no, no.
fault.
It's good.
That's my.
I
I
mean,
run on tangents a lot, and I've learned I need to stop. So my fault on that one.
Your work effort is tremendous, right? I mean, you're putting out content, videos at least every other day or whenever you feel like it, and
Yes,
you can really see how how
yeah.
the dedication and it you could see that element of the story. But here's the part that I really want to talk about, because I thought it was the most interesting when you said about going and getting a piece of yours, whether it be business or equity, getting ownership, what that part, how do you translate that aspect with like your interest in cryptocurrency and investing and your style there?
That's an easy question. I've never got answered that question. That's an easy question though. When I think of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, well, certain cryptocurrencies, but mainly when I think of Bitcoin, I think of Bitcoin as a community, right? So think of Bitcoin as being a big community, 21 million coins type stuff. And in this community, there are houses, right? Everybody has a house. And in this community, there are mayors and whatnot. But the mayors, they don't really make any choices because it's already been written in law that this is how this community works. And so, me, when I invest in Bitcoin, when I buy Bitcoin, I'm buying a piece of the community. I'm buying a piece of the Bitcoin land because there's only 21 million in this little community of ours, in this cryptocurrency community of, and people are already here and people already carved out their piece of land.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, this is just like a gold rush. I need to carve out my piece of land and provide to the community. So going to like how you do a podcast, how I do a YouTube channel, I think of that as like also part of the property of Bitcoin or the crypto community. I have a piece of the land because I have a YouTube channel. So now I'm providing to the community. I'm spreading the word to the community, almost like a preacher. So that's how I equate it, almost like a preacher.
Yeah.
So that's how I equate it. So Bitcoin is like land to me. It's almost like ownership, property,
Like digital land.
Digital land. And
Yeah.
not only that, but what is it? I forget which governing body because there's so many, SEC, FinCEN, whatever. They've already said that Bitcoin is property.
Yeah. I
Like,
think that's the IRS.
Yeah, the IRS. I think it's the SEC because it had to be a commodity or whatever. And then the IRS for tax purposes said it was property.
Yep, that's right. That's exactly right.
So then that's how I see it, as property.
Mhm.
So, and it's going to appreciate over time. And it's not something that, I want to buy and sell. It's more of something that I want to buy, accumulate, and pass down. Like you pass down a business or you pass down a home. So that's how
100%.
I see. So that when it comes to like owning a piece, I want a piece of the community.
I couldn't agree with you more.
By being an influencer, by doing all these things, and by buying up as much Bitcoin as I can, because at the end of the day, I see the future. I believe in this.
No, I have to, because this is a Decred podcast and many of the listeners are Decred holders. How familiar are you with Decred? Because what you're saying, it sounds like
Decred.
Decred.
I will say this. So I don't own any Decred, but
I'm gonna send you some after this when you download the wallet.
All right, say less.
Yeah.
Look, I'll download. Look, shoot.
That means donations, y'all. Donations. Get the donations up. Everything that's donated in this episode is going to crypto. Because actually, I'm gonna send you one on my own. But this is just to get the donations up. So get those up.
All right, big facts. But what I do know about Decred is it's actually more of the more centralized altcoins, and a lot of Bitcoin maximalists actually see value in Decred than a lot of the other cryptocurrencies. So when I heard that, like, as one of the big maximalists is like Tone Vase. Tone Vase even, he shits on every coin. Everything's like, no, this is garbage. This is garbage. This is trash. There's no point in this. Decred has something going. This is trash. This is garbage. This is garbage.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jimmy Song. I didn't know the Tone Vase, but Willy Woo. Murad Mahmudov, who did the
Yeah.
infamous podcast, right? Like a lot of people who've really given a lot of thought to it. But anyway, you said that Decred was more centralized, but you meant more decentralized, right?
Did I say centralized?
You
I meant
did, but
more decentralized
I
than
knew what
every
you
other.
meant. I
Yeah,
knew what you meant,
yeah.
but I want to
Sorry,
make sure
bro.
anyone listening, like,
My fault.
does
But
it,
yeah,
yeah.
but that's really all that I know about it. And I know it's more of like a governance thing. So why don't you tell me more? Because I like when I say I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a sea of coins.
Yeah, I'll do my short best because I really want to make this about you.
That's all
It
good.
has the same 21 million meme. What's interesting is that you have the proof of stake system bolted onto the proof of work system. So they kept the proof of work because they realized, okay, this works, right? Don't fix what's not broken. And 60% of the rewards go to the proof of work miners. 30% go to the proof of stake. And the way that works is there's like a lottery system. So you lock up your coins for X amount of undetermined days, up to I think like 3 months. And then you vote on a block. And it's like you have to have 3 of the 5 tickets that are randomly pseudo selected. It gets really technical, but the point is that there's 30% that goes to proof of stake, 10% that goes to a treasury, and the people who own the coins, the ticket holders, people who lock up their coins, they get to vote on proposals, and this is like the governance layer, right? And so by you get control of that treasury, which is currently centralized, but in version 1.6, which should be coming out hopefully very, very soon, within like the next month, the treasury is going to become decentralized. So that's like a really big milestone. And it's yeah, I don't want to focus too much on it. That's kind of the
No,
short and
yeah.
sweet.
You told me everything that I needed to know.
Yeah.
Like,
the one other thing that I would mention is how, because you have to bootstrap the proof of stake system. So there was an initial airdrop like whenever Decred was like first given out, but when you look at how the airdrop took place, it was very democratic. And I mean, like Ari Paul recently said on Real Vision, like he participated in the Decred airdrop. Chris Berninski, he'd participated in the Decred airdrop. So yeah, there's a lot of big names in it.
No, there's a lot of big names, and here's my thing with Decred. It survived, and it still has a community like you that still continue to make it survive.
Yeah.
I believe this is my thing. I believe if you have a community in crypto, you can survive. And if you can survive, I believe your value can go up in the into the continuous future. Another crypto community that what was it? It's Hive now, but it used to be called
Steam.
I
got my start on Steam with content creation.
So you already understand what happened to Steam and everything that went down.
100%. I know the whole story.
And the community wasn't down for that.
Nope.
And so what did the community did? Everybody who went this way, your coins are gone. Everybody who went this way, let's go have our home over here.
Damn. It's so cool talking to someone who's like, who knows all this shit too. Like, and just like able to talk. This is like, here's a question. Do you feel, because I feel that like there's not enough faces like ours talking about this sort of thing.
Oh, no,
and it seems like we're missing out on the next like big transfer of wealth, you know?
Yeah, that's no, that's exactly what's happening. Let's
talk about that.
This is a controversial video I did a couple of days ago, but I did an interview with Trayvon James, and I know if you're in Decred, you know who Trayvon James is.
I started listening to the podcast. I couldn't finish, but I'm going to finish it.
it was a long. It wasn't too spicy. I kept it like real, but just going back to that, I believe everybody deserves a voice, and there are so little Black people, and I'm gonna say it straight up. There are so little Black people in this space that actually have a voice. It's not right for us to just completely push one to the side. Even though he promoted something that was clearly obviously not going to work in the long run and made a lot of money doing it, I've seen other races in this space do the same thing and continue to have a voice in this space.
Interesting.
So that's where I came from it from my perspective on that video. But just coming back full circle, no, we don't have enough voices in this space. One of the biggest Black voices in this space is Bitcoin Zay.
Yeah, no, I mean, shout out Zay.
Shout out Bitcoin Zay.
Shout
You
out
know what I'm
Bitcoin
saying?
Zay. Yeah, he
He's
is.
like,
I mean, he's the face of Black Bitcoin.
Yeah, yes, he literally
He
is
is.
the face of Black Bitcoin.
And he's a great face too. Honestly, I love his story. I'm sure you've read his book.
Yeah. Oh, I've got. What you mean?
Signed copy.
What you mean? I got a signed. I'm in the book.
Hell yeah. Oh hell shit.
I'm at the end of the book.
Wait, in his new book?
No, I don't know. I'm in the end of this book.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I have to revisit that. I mean, it's on my bookshelf, and I'm sorry that I didn't put those two connections together. But that's dope.
Don't worry, I'm in there forever.
I don't need you to remember the book. Remember for me, motherfucker.
I don't need you to remember. No, but we have no. And what is it? Just another Black figure in the face. The CEO owner of BitMEX. He's Black. Over there in Seychelles. You know what I'm saying? If he's still there, he probably running from the feds now. But you get what I'm saying. Like, I can literally name all the Black people, and you'll be like, I know him. I know him. Yeah. Oh, I know him too. Yeah. That kind of thing. So yeah, the space is very small, and people like us, people of color like us, we need to say something because everybody else is getting rich.
Yeah.
Everybody, and like they're like, and we're over here worrying about like what Cardi B is doing or whatever celebrity is doing, and so focused on that a lot of our, especially Black people in America, they're not worried about what's in the bank. Like what's in your bank, bruh? Yeah. Like it's not about what's in the bank, and how are these people moving? So that's why I have to make content. And not only do I have to make content, but I have to make content and be 100% myself. Because I realized that I couldn't make content like, this is the blockchain and this is like, I couldn't do it.
That's why I love these interviews, because I really just get to be myself. Like it's me and you as if we're, grabbing a drink or something.
What you talking about, dog?
I have with many episodes. I'm ashamed. I don't have a drink with me right now. Maybe I need to go make one.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
It is my fault.
You knew you were coming to me, and you knew we were having, and you didn't think I was going to come on here, wild out, and say whatever. I don't want to curse because I know how that works, but I didn't want to. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to do better. But fuck out of here though. Because I don't know how Anchor algos works, but YouTube algos start cursing and you ain't gonna get promoted at all.
Yeah.
So no, go ahead.
Man, again, there's just so many directions that I want to take it.
It's fine, bro. Take it wherever. But not enough Black faces in the space. Got to be a Black face. Got to show people that you can be a regular guy too and get this bread in this crypto space. You know what I'm saying? Like this space is literally built for people who don't have much to get in and grow their wealth as long as they hold on long enough. You can literally you can't buy more Bitcoin than the institutions, but you literally had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin before institutions started putting it on their balance sheet.
Sometimes I question if I'm doing enough. Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. When I see other content creators make content every day, and they literally tell me all this time, you have to make content every day for the YouTube algorithm to continue to promoting your stuff. Because if you don't, it won't do it. And I tell myself, man, I gotta get on. Like, I know I'd be making videos every other day when I feel like it, but I gotta start making content every day, especially now that we're in this bull market. More people are looking, more eyes are seeing, and more growth is happening. And if my goal is to, and I don't think I ever said this before on the channel yet, not my channel, but on here yet. But my goal, like I said, I'm an average guy, but my goal is to get out of debt. Like, I want to be able to pay off all my college debt by the end of this bull run and be 100% debt free after this bull run. Because a lot of people, especially people that went to college, can't say that.
Yeah. I believe that That's one of my goals as well. I'm in law school right now, so I'm racking up a bill.
Ooh, you racking up.
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
racking up. Luckily enough, Oklahoma has actually one of the like most affordable tuitions in the state, in the country. I mean, for law school, but it's a pretty penny, and I'm hoping the same. I'm hoping the same. Um, Tell me about the moment that you decided, like, I have to fucking make this channel. I have to actually start putting out content. Because for me, it was a very distinct moment. I can like vividly remember it. Do you have the same story, or was it kind of?
Yeah. So my story is this. When I initially got into the space, I was following all different content creators, seeing what this space was about. Got burned by a lot of content creators because, you know, they were promoting this coin, that coin, that coin, this coin. It's gonna pump skyrocket to the moon and like who knows when. And so I got wrecked a lot. But there were literally like, and now to this point, there's only like maybe 3, 4, 5, maybe crypto YouTubers that I pay attention to here and there. But one was called Peter Saddington, and he had this channel called before it was, because I know it was Decentralized TV. It was called Decentralized TV. And on Decentralized TV, he would just have, you know, he would just be honest. Like he was one of the most, he would always make content every day, maybe like even 2 videos a day. And he would sit there and it would just be a regular guy in his garage talking about Bitcoin. But he was so like, and I don't really give a fuck what you guys think about this. He was like so genuine. And so I just kept watching it because his videos kept popping up. And so I kept watching it and kept watching it. And then I realized I really like this guy. Like I really like the way he makes his content. I'm gonna join his community. And so I dived in even deeper because I wanted to get into cryptocurrency and he was my lead. Dive deeper into his community, blah, blah, blah. And he had this thing called 90 Days of Bitcoin. It was a course that he built. Go through this 90 days of Bitcoin and it'll teach you everything you need to know about Bitcoin. And so I got into the course and it
What
was
year
like,
is this? 2000.
this was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is like mid 2018 when I finally took the course. Mind you, the course was free. Everything was free. Joining the community was free. All of it was free. It was 90 videos, and the very first like 10 videos was actually about Bitcoin and trading. After those first 10 videos, it has like nothing to do with cryptocurrency, but what it does have is self-improvement, how to start making content, understanding that making content is the next thing that you need to do, how to build a community, how to do this, but not only that, but how to continuously make not even content, whatever you're trying to do, start a business, whatever, how to consistently stay at it and keep pushing and never giving up. That those 90 videos, after watching those 90 videos, completely changed me. Because after I made them, that's just like, all right, I'm making content. Boom, I'm doing this. Don't give up. Just keep making it and keep making it and keep making it. And then
Did you know that? Sorry to interrupt, but did you know that crypto was the going to be the content that you wanted to make from the very beginning?
So I initially got in. Also, like, I know you were probably the same way. When you first get into this space, you're like, "Oh my god, this is gonna change the world."
Yeah. And you spend
like, you know, but you
ungodly hours looking at a screen.
Ungodly hours of going down the rabbit hole,
Sure.
doing this, looking at the screen. What is this? What is that? Oh, this is an amazing idea.
Hundreds of hours of podcasts.
Hmm?
I said hundreds of hours of podcasts.
Hundreds of hours of podcasts. Let me listen. Man, I missed the boat on this kind of thing. So, but yeah, once I was feeling that way. And so I initially just said, no, I'm going to make crypto content because I can see that it's a YouTube niche about finance, because I was already researching YouTube niche about finance. It's this, it's that. And I really like it for its money-making opportunities, wealth-generating opportunities. Granted, I got in at a very bad time, but that's what I initially wanted to do. Now, granted, I do have plans of making other types of content, but the test to myself was, can I consistently make crypto content and consistently do it and be able to make a profit out of this? And That was my goal, to make a profit. And I try to tell people that all the time. I'm be 100%. I got into crypto to make money, but I got into crypto to make money my way,
Yeah.
not by scamming people, but by actually trying to learn and use and show other people how to learn and use these things as well. So yeah, initially it wasn't really crypto, but once I realized that there was a niche, there was an opportunity for me, a black person, because I could barely find any other black people talking about crypto on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in it. I'm there. Let's go.
I want to talk to you a little bit about, because one thing that you just mentioned was, you're taking these countless hours and you wanted to make money your way. And what you described was basically this process of finding information asymmetries, right? And being able to predict the way the future is going before other people see where the ball is going. And you say it was the wrong time, and I just say, because I got it in the same time you did, and it was basically an experience in markets, because these things are driven by psychology. And so it's I look at it now as like, well, I'm fortunate to have learned this lesson when I was 23, and because it would be a painful lesson to learn when you're 33, or 36 or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm lucky to. I'm still in my 20s, but not for
Yeah.
long.
yeah,
And
same.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky to learn this lesson at like 20. Well, how old was I? Yeah, 26, 27. I was lucky to learn it then instead of trying to learn that now when I'm about to hit 30.
100%. But I want to learn more about how you see the investment landscape. What's like your uh, philosophy on investing, if you will, or how do you think about finding where you're going to put your hard-earned dollars to grow over time, and like your time horizons and such. So
Okay.
very broad question, but dive into
No,
it.
you're fine. So not even gonna lie. I invested in stocks. I had a 401k, never paid attention to it. So when it came to investing, I knew nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. When I got into crypto, it taught me everything about investing that I needed to learn. When it comes to dollar cost averaging, not putting in too much money that you're not willing to lose, how to analyze and like look at things and see if there's value actually here, the whole investment process of like seed investors and angel investors and all these other rules and regulations and how money actually works in the United States and pretty much all around the world. So when it comes to like my investment strategy, I'm going to tell you straight up, I am 100% crypto. No, I have literally no other investment assets whatsoever right now, because my thought process is if I want to build my wealth very, very quickly, I need to focus on one thing and one thing only, because that's how all the other people, all the other millionaires and billionaires, that's how they made their money, by narrowing down and focusing on one thing and putting everything they got into this one thing. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go full on crypto. All my investments are completely Bitcoin, altcoins, and that's it. And not going to lie, it's done well over these past 3 years. It's done really good, especially these last 2 months, especially these last 2 months. Bitcoin has been doing its thing. And I'm really glad about that. But after we go through this cycle, after I cash out, quote unquote, after I, pay off all my debt, this and that, I'm gonna diversify more, because I don't know anything about stocks. I don't know anything about Forex. So I think once I'm alleviated of this debt, I'm gonna like, all right, now it's time to diversify. Now it's time to start building, now, because the thing is, to generate wealth, you got to focus on one thing. To keep your wealth, you got to spread it around,
100%.
So that's been my investment thesis. And yeah, I know it sounds really crazy, like, oh my God, you're full on crypto, bro. You
No, no, it doesn't sound crazy to me at all. It sounds like a very rational behavior given the incentives. I want to know more about which projects you like, and how did you go about, how do you go about thinking what's going to make for a good investment in this space?
So I'm 50% Bitcoin. 50%. And then, you know, some people are like, look, 50%, man, you should be 85. Some people are like, 50%, man, you should be 25. I'm 50% Bitcoin, 50% altcoins. Bitcoin is a no-brainer to me. Put it in. We'll look at it in 2 years and see how it goes. Altcoins, that's a little bit different because it took me a while to understand altcoin cycles. When you try to dollar cost average into altcoins, it may not work because you don't know what's going to happen to this project. You don't know, have no clue. Even the older coins that have been around for like multiple cycles, they only pump until the end of the cycle, you know? And so when it comes to altcoins, it's more of a trading strategy than a hold long-term kind of thing. There are very few altcoins that I hold long-term. Chainlink, that's an easy given one because it's done good. It's done good to me. So I'm like, I'm gonna just keep holding on to it.
He's treated
It's
you
done
well.
good to me.
Done
When it
good
comes to
by
just
you.
like investing thesis, I try to follow the devs. I'm mostly invested in Ethereum, and Ethereum projects, just because that's where a majority of the developers are. It's hard for me to, and it's kind of easy to find Ethereum devs on Twitter because they all are part of the same clique. They all have the same tag name .eth and whatever.
Yeah.
So I follow them and I see what they're playing with. And I'm like, oh, this is decentralized option trading. Oh, this is a synthetic dollar. And I start playing with these different applications that they're playing with. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, but I go and I read up on the projects that they're like playing with, all these different decentralized apps, all these things, and I read into it. I see like, how is it supposed to work? Do I understand it? The first thing I tell myself, do I understand this? If I don't understand it, I don't touch it, because why would you put your money in something you don't understand? And so that's my first, do I understand it? Cool. Do I see hype around it? Because a lot of these altcoins, they trade through hype cycles. Is it interesting? Hype. Where's the value coming from? Like, does it actually generate some kind of money? Because a lot of these altcoins, they don't generate anything. Like, no disrespect to Litecoin, but Litecoin is just a copy of Bitcoin. And if that's just a copy of Bitcoin, then what's your purpose? You know what I'm saying? Even though Bitcoin doesn't generate money, over time, it increases in value. Now, when it comes to Litecoin does do that, but it fluctuates with Bitcoin, and it usually comes back to the mean all the time. So, but my investment strategy with cryptocurrencies right now is follow the developers, try to understand what they're trying to understand, because they're on like this level and I'm over here like, I'm just reading it, trying to figure it out. And it's more of like a touch and go. But when it comes to altcoins, I'm definitely trading in and out of altcoins because they're just too volatile. You don't know what's going to happen. You really don't.
And you're trading altcoins to stack more Bitcoin, I take
Of course. What?
Yeah.
That's the only reason to trade
altcoins. No, I like that strategy. I do. And it's very similar to mine as well. You basically just, you said like, I go and I use this stuff and I find out what's usable.
Yeah.
And I that's basically my strategy as well. I want to be respectful of time, and I just want to make sure that, because I'm big on audience questions and we had just a couple, so want to go ahead and just kind of knock some of these out. Why is your hair never done?
You know damn well I asked my own question. No, I just put that because I'm like, well, let's start the questions then. But I actually looked back at my old videos. I'm like, why is my hair never done? Like literally, like I think my hair's done in like, out of all the, I think I've over 100 videos by now, but out of all the videos I've made, literally 4 out of 5, 4, maybe 5 of those videos, my hair is actually done. Now, granted, the older videos don't count because I had a haircut, but as soon as I got into crypto, I just started letting the hair grow out and just gave up on it after that. But my hair's not done just because, I need me a hot, sexy mama. I need me a ghetto chick. Like, I really need me a ghetto chick with long nails who gonna do my hair on the weekends and call me Bitcoin baby daddy. So all the listeners, I'm single. and I need me a ghetto black woman, big butt. She has to have a big butt to like, I'm sorry. Gotta have big butt. Your nails gotta be pink and way too long to be able to braid my hair, but somehow you're gonna find a way to braid my hair anyways. That's why my hair's not done every video.
That is a call to action, ladies. So jump in the DMs. Bitcoin Baby Daddy is open for business.
Look, look, hey, I might drop a Satoshi or two. You don't know. Hey, look, a Satoshi or two might buy a Birkin in 20 years. You never know.
Shit. If she wants that generational wealth, tell her she better jump on board this game. You better understand.
I'm broke now, but I'm gonna be broke then too, because I'm always broke. I'm always broke, dog.
That's hilarious. You're clowning. So this repeat question. So shout out Dr. Bitcoin. He asked you, which we kind of talked about this earlier, how can we as Black men get our communities engaged in the financial revolution that is crypto happening beneath our feet, so we're not once again left behind, locked out, and uneducated? What's happening?
So, well, I don't think I answered this earlier, but I there are two ways. One, of course, we can go to our communities. I really press going to the Black children, because they're going to use this more than we are. I truly believe they're going to use this more than we are in the way it's supposed to be used, like currency. Right now, we're just using it as trading and doing this. But by the time they get, let's say, by the time I have a 13-year-old nephew. By the time 6-7 years from now, when he hits 20, he's gonna have some Bitcoin in his wallet, and he's gonna be able to say that, I got some Bitcoin set aside for him. And 7 years from now, what's the price gonna be? At least he knows that he has some and he knows how to use it. You get it? So I always try to push to the kids, because Bitcoin in this whole cryptocurrency space has only been around. What are we hitting now? Like 12 years? 12 years. So that means there are 12-year-olds who live in a world where Bitcoin exists, and that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What happens when that 12-year-old becomes 20? Or what happens when that 12-year-old becomes 30? And all they know, oh yeah, Bitcoin's always been around. It was always a thing. Right now, we're still in the, oh, this might be a thing. This might not. It might be a scam. Who knows? Ponzi. But that's where I see getting the kids into it, getting the little Black children into it. Now, I also have another theory where, just do what Black people get appealed to. Do the. And I wanted to do it, but I didn't. I was like, that's not me. But do the dumb things that Black people love to watch. Make a rap parody video. Do this, do that. Be on the social platforms that Black people like. Do some crazy stunt. And if you do those kind of things that appeal to Black people, maybe they'll pay attention to you. One of the biggest things that happened, I believe, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Cash App, partnered with Meg Thee Stallion and gave away $1 million in Bitcoin. Do you know how many? And I'm pretty sure a lot of Black people got some Bitcoin. And granted, I'm pretty sure a lot of Black people sold that Bitcoin. But they see it now. They've got exposed to it now. Yeah. We need to get our celebrities doing the same thing, because that's what Black people follow. We follow our celebrities, because I don't want to get into it too much.
Have you seen this Russell Okung news?
Russell Okun. That's what I don't want to say Okun, but I think it's Okun. Yeah. First NFL player to get half of his salary in Bitcoin. He's literally getting.
That's crazy.
Look, do you imagine all the other players looking like, wait, you can do that? Hold up.
I think this is the biggest news of 2020.
Oh yeah, bro. But look, he literally says this at the top of this bull run. Literally puts out the news. I'm getting paid half my salary in Bitcoin. Yo, pay me in Bitcoin. That's the hashtag for 2021. Pay me in Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin. But no, he's gonna start a trickle effect, just like how
100%.
MicroStrategy, just how MicroStrategy started that trickle event. Even though low key, I think these businesses were been buying up at the bottom. Like, like, stop. You didn't just buy at 10K. Liar, liar. You were buying at 3K with me. I know you were.
In their personal account.
There you go. There.
Like literally, that's what they were doing.
Account. Yeah. Oh yeah. But the company account now.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest news of 2020. I think you're right about that, and it's gonna start a trickle effect, just like MicroStrategy started a trickle effect. He's gonna start a trickle effect. Do you know though? What's the one dude on the Brooklyn Nets? I believe the basketball player.
Kevin Durant.
No. It's the Brooklyn Nets. I hope he's a really big Bitcoiner. He tried to get his NBA contract. He tried to get his NBA contract tokenized.
Oh, I do remember hearing about this, and I the player's name is escaping me. But
the player's name is escaping me. But he's in the NBA, and he tried to tokenize his NBA contract to put it on. He tried to do it like as an NFT type thing. And I was just like, that's so dope. But of course they shut it down because the NBA is just as bad as the NFL.
100%.
But at least Russell got that contract. So now I'm just waiting for the herd. I'm waiting for LeBron to be like, y'all not on this Bitcoin stuff? Oh shit. I need to start selling. Oh damn. Oh, LeBron talking about Bitcoin. It's time to get out.
The floodgates are open. The floodgates are open for everyone, for whether it be institutions, people who are huge NFL fans, insurance companies. There's first movers now, so there's like some cover fire.
Oh yeah, there's some, and low key, I think we're building a bottom. I think we're building a solid bottom to this next year. I'm crossing fingers that 20K is the bottom, but we'll see how that goes out throughout these next 3 months for sure.
For sure.
I know Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin goes up really fast, it comes down really fast. So 100%. I'm ready for that. But what was the next question? I swear I get these long-winded answers. I gotta stop.
No, I appreciate them. Actually, I got to get back to the questions because I got carried away and started trying to look up who was the NBA.
I think he's on the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything just on a quick Google search. So I was like, all right, I'm giving up on that for now. There's a question from Kraken McSnacken. Are you getting Bitcoin on the cheap or something? Are you got like the plug on the sats, or what's good? What's going on here?
So that comment that person made, no, I don't get it. I pay just as much as y'all paying. I'm doing Cash App now. I slowly stopped using Coinbase, but I'm paying the same price. But it was when I believe when Bitcoin was hitting like 13 or 14K, I had an ex-girlfriend of mine actually DM me, hey, I know you've been doing this Bitcoin, and I'm over here like, ooh, she want the meat, yeah, dog. Bitcoin baby daddy, dog.
That's exactly what she want.
But no, she came to me and she was like, hey, my fiance's dad was trying to figure out. I was like, oh, damn. But she was like, my fiance's dad. Well, I was about to ignore it.
Seed.
So I'm like, oh, it already says I'm seeing it, so whatever. But her fiance's dad was like, hey, and he's an older gentleman in his 60s, and he was like, hey, do you know where you can get Bitcoin on the low? Because my fiance's dad's really trying to get some, and he's really not trying to buy at like 14K. And I'm like, no. So I put it.
Not how markets work, sweetie.
I made a video and I put it out there, and I said, so I had an ex-girlfriend, I didn't show her name or whatever, but I put the video out to say, guys, there's interest coming in the space. Be careful. We might be at a top. And I said this like a month ago, and we're still blasting off. I'm like, wow, I was wrong as hell. I'm gonna stop trying to call tops and just ride the wave, because that's this.
What are your like? How do you see 20? Just in terms of price. So let's just go there, just because it's fun. How do you see 2021 playing out?
See, the funny thing is, 2020. I remember I made my prediction 2020. I really didn't think we would even get close to 20K, because at the end of 2019, everyone was like, I think Bitcoin's going to hit 20K this year. I think Bitcoin's going to, and being in the market for so long, I was like, oh, if everybody thinks it's going to hit 20K next year, it's probably not. And so I was real conservative and I was like, man, Bitcoin ain't going past 14K. We'll be lucky to get to 14K. And I was 100% wrong. I'd have lost money. I mean, granted, I'm not John McAfee talking about 1 million by the end of the year, but you know, he in jail right now, conveniently. But when it comes to 2021, now that we're actually above 20K, because I think this bull run's gonna last a little bit longer than people think. And end of 2021, I'm looking at like 50K. I think 2021 between 50, 40K. And then after 2021 going into 2022, maybe we top out in the summer of 2022. But that's just like speculation. And I think we hit 100K by summer of 2022.
I like that. I mean, those seem very conservative, very reasonable numbers from a lot of what I've heard. Yeah. You got to stay. I like staying conservative. That's, you know, don't get too euphoric.
No, because look, we see like, and I know you've seen it too. Hella banks and hella analysts from all these investment companies coming out of the woodworks all of a sudden. Man, Bitcoin's going to 400K next year. What?
Yeah.
We think the real value of Bitcoin right now should be $1 million. Who are you? Do you know anything about how this works? You're just throwing numbers, and I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna be throwing numbers, giving people hopium. Now, 100K, I think 100K is possible. It's easy. 100K is possible, but
I think that's a very reasonable target.
Yeah, that's very reasonable because if you think about it, from 20K to 100K, that's only a 5x. You know, that's only 5 times your money.
Yeah.
And there's, you know what I'm saying? So that's an amazing return. No one can't be mad
historically,
at that.
I might be a little wrong on this. Like Bitcoin has typically doubled in value every year.
Yeah.
Most years that it's been alive.
Yeah.
So it's like
every year. There's actually a chart
doing its thing, you know?
Yeah. Then in fact, as I pull up the chart, there's literally, and that's what I love about Bitcoin, because there's so many statistics out there. Hey, this is how history works. Oh, okay. And sometimes I wish people would I see these things, but I really wish other people would see these things as well. But it is what it is. Where is this chart? Sorry, hopefully you'll be able to edit this out. Here it is. Of course, you don't want to work now. I was gonna DM it to you. And
DM it to me, and I'll edit it so that it pops up right now.
Yeah, let me.
Whenever you get a chance.
Nah, because I literally just got it, and I know if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna do it.
Fair.
Hate myself for that. Just sent it. All right. And so, and I love this data, bro. And if you want to pull it up, we can literally look at it and see it.
Okay. Yep, I got it in front of me.
And so, if you look at the data, there are only about 3 years where Bitcoin didn't double that year. 2015. Well, actually, no, there's more. There's like 5 years that it didn't double, but the years that it didn't double that way were down years. So 2014, 2018, but 2019, 95% up. 2020, 200, almost 200% up by now. 2017, that's a 10x. 2016, that's almost a double right there. 2015, only like 35, but that's still the bear market. So anything that was a bear market, pretty much it didn't happen. It didn't go down. But anything that wasn't a bear market, doubled minimum doubled. So I'm expecting a minimum double next year from 20K or wherever we end the year off.
Yeah, I'm expecting the exact same thing. How do you get pushback from family and friends about, Bitcoin's too high, and how is the SAT narrative working or no?
The SAT narrative is not working because they I try so hard to tell them, guys, it's not about what the price looks like. It's not about that it's at 30K. It's about the market cap. It's about being able to buy such a small fraction of it that you still have ownership of it. Granted, now you're doing fractional shares on like Cash App and all these other things for companies. But before that, Bitcoin was the only thing that you can actually buy a piece of and not have it be like, you know, you don't have to buy one Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like this system is more of like a universal system and not a US kind of thing. And I just sit here and I try so hard to tell them, yes, it's at 20K, but that's not the important part. You don't need 20K to buy some. But it's like, oh, it's too high. What about this Ripple? And I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. Cool. Yeah, F it. I don't want to hear. The moment you said that, all right, cool, take it away, dog.
Would you say that's the biggest hurdle?
What?
Would you say that the unit bias is the biggest hurdle in getting people on board?
I think the biggest hurdle is education. Most people that get into Bitcoin do not get into Bitcoin because they understand how the fundamentals work. They get into Bitcoin because price went up and they want a piece of that. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's how I got into Bitcoin too. And that's how a lot of, but literally Satoshi put it in his, he put it like on the forum that this is going to be like, if this thing catches on and has value, it's the value that's going to bring more people in. It's the price appreciation that's going to bring more people in. So he understood that's exactly what's going to happen. And so for the people that, you know, like, I really think it's just the education and like why this is better money than the money you have, or this and that. Why it's better than gold, why the fact that it only has such a limited supply, why these things, and why there's literally nothing else like it in the world. Even all these altcoins are not like Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So that's where I think that's the most difficult part for people to get in. But I think education usually comes after, because people get in before not learning anything and they get out without learning anything. But the ones who stick around become true hodlers like me and you.
And we will be here to keep meet them at the gates, meet them at the pearly Bitcoin gates, and welcome them with friendly faces and make sure they don't get wrecked.
Yeah, with some big "I told you so" smiles.
Yeah, a couple of flexes every now and then.
You know, it's like, yeah, bro. Are you just trying to come to the island, bro? I told you.
Welcome, my friend.
We have big titty tan women's every day. How can you not be mad at that? Like, you over there dry and dead over there, and I'm over here. A beautiful woman wants to give me a drink every day. Paradise Island.
I love it.
Not yet, but when it gets there.
You know, and when it does, me, you, Dub Digital, who I need to give you guys an introduction. You need to meet Dub Digital. He's another Black content creator.
Bring him through.
We're gonna be vacationing in the islands somewhere very nice, bro. And these are gonna be the good old days. But
like, bro, you remember we were making content thinking Bitcoin wasn't gonna go to $1 million?
Man, these really are, and that's what I love about, you know, Stake Podcast and YouTube and the internet and Twitter. And unfortunately, I have to run and go pick up my son. He's with grandma and grandpa right now.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Go pick up your child.
I will, but I want to make sure I give you the last word. You know, tell people what they can expect from you in 2021, and you know, we'll have links to your page and your Twitter. But you know, yeah, I'll give you the last word, Bitcoin baby daddy.
Of course. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys listening to me ramble on all this podcast. You can find me on Twitter at Cryptocurrencies. You can find me on Instagram at Cryptocurrencies. You can find me on YouTube, where I make some of the funniest, second to only Crypto Daily, some of the funniest Bitcoin videos around, and altcoins and all these things and all the fun. That's where you can find me. You can expect from 2021, you can expect more content, because if I really want to make this content, I got to make more. If I really want you guys to see a black face, I got to make more. So definitely more content. I might skitter off and make some more other videos, but that may be for another channel. But right now, you guys can get more content, more in depth, more everything crypto, because this is clearly going to be our year.
This is going to be the first podcast to air in 2021 for Steak Podcast. And it's going to be a beautiful year for us in content. And everyone go follow Cryptocurrency, Cryptocurrency, Mackenzie. Thank you for coming on Steak Podcast, and we'll have you back again soon.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the time and the effort.
Stay staked.
Man, Bub is the heckin' man. Bub like to dance. Go crazy. Go crazy. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.